The man helped bathe his paralyzed wife every single day, but that day, just after filling the tub with warm water, he suddenly slipped, hit his head on the sink, and fell unconscious to the floor. His wife, frozen in the tub, could only stare in horror. The faucet was still running, the water kept pouring in, yet her body was completely paralyzed, and she couldn't even lift a finger to help herself. In that helpless moment, she realized she would soon be underwater, unable to breathe. Watching the water slowly rise towards her chin, she focused all her willpower on her right foot, the only part she still had any feeling in. She desperately tried to push it towards the drain plug at the bottom of the tub, hoping to open it and release the water. The cold water crept up over her lips, her nose, threatening to steal her breath away. She summoned every last bit of strength in her foot, but instead of opening the drain, she accidentally snapped the chain that connected it. Panic wrapped around her like a snake. With the faucet still gushing, her hope started to sink as fast as her body. Her face now fully submerged, she forced herself not to panic. She shifted her focus to her left hand, which hadn't moved in years, inching it towards the shower head dangling beside the tub. Bit by bit, her fingers brushed against the hose, trying to push the shower head to divert the water flow. But every movement was painfully slow, and the water kept rising. Just when her lungs were ready to burst, she found a sudden surge of strength. She managed to twist the faucet slightly, slowing the water to a trickle, but the tub was still too full. Any second now, she'd drown for real. She calmed her racing mind, letting her right foot float naturally, then kicked downward with all the force she could muster. The drain valve popped open. A whirlpool formed around her as the water level dropped inch by inch. At last, her mouth and nose broke the surface. She gasped for air like it was the sweetest gift on earth. She had survived, clawing her way back from the edge of death by sheer willpower. Then, as the panic faded, she noticed something incredible. Her entire body tingled with warmth. She could feel her arms, her legs, her back. For the first time in 30 years, she could actually move. Trembling, she gripped the edge of the tub and slowly pulled herself upright, her eyes darting to the spot where her husband had fallen. But to her shock, the man who was supposed to be unconscious was gone. Only faint smudges on the bathroom floor hinted he had ever been there. A chilling thought slithered into her mind. He hadn't passed out. He'd left her there on purpose. Had he really stood by, watching her drown? Questions stabbed at her brain. Had her husband planned this? Was this how he'd get rid of his paralyzed wife? Her friend's warning that he was cheating echoed in her head. She reached for the shower curtain, hoping to steady herself and climb out, but her newly awakened legs gave out. She crashed onto the cold floor again, pain exploding through her side. Still determined to survive, she crawled on shaking limbs towards the bedside table where the phone sat. Just as she grabbed it to call the police, she noticed a shifting shadow through the narrow crack in the door. Her pulse quickened. Could it be him, lurking, waiting to finish what he started? Her eyes darted to a broken shard of mirror lying nearby. She snatched it up, using its reflection to peek beyond the door without making a sound. The figure seemed to move. Or was it just the curtain billowing in the breeze? She forced herself to breathe quietly, heart hammering in her ears. Every muscle braced for her husband to appear at any moment.